Hey, y'all. Allie, Nikki. It's okay, Nikki. I understand. No, he's 26 years old, baby. Yeah, he's 26. And he was 18 whenever he supposedly went missing. He wasn't 17 like they're saying. He was 18. There's a lot to this. I wish more people would open their eyes to what's really going on with this. I was on ICMails today, and people were starting to catch on. There were some people in there that was getting it. I think ICMails onto it too. Can you hear me, Nikki? No, he's not 8. He's 26 now. It's okay. I get it. Because I don't even really want to do true crime no more, honestly. But this case, I got into the rabbit hole of the mama because the mama's a catfish from hell. She's still not a good person, but she didn't do these horrible things that she's being accused of doing. She didn't do all that, in my opinion. Yeah, I know, Nick. He's probably still needs some mental help. I do believe that, yes. But I don't believe the accusations that the mom's being accused of are true at all, in my opinion. But he's never been free, because he was missing for 8 years, or he was gone for 8 years, and he didn't really get out and be a teenager from 18 to 26 and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And the boy is probably so fucked up right now he don't know which way to turn. There was some interviews. I think you sent it to me, Allie. I don't know if that's what you sent me. I didn't watch them because I like watching with y'all, of course. But we will watch them of Rudy today. Yeah, I agree, Allie. I agree. And I hope this comes back on the motherfuckers, I do. I hope something gets done about this. I just hope the police can get their justice against this fucking group of people. Because like we watched the other night, they have done so much damage to them. They don't even have enough patrol people or nothing, It's really sad. Not like I said, I've never felt bad for police ever. I haven't until this case. This makes me feel horrible for them, because I've always heard of defund the police, but I never knew exactly what it was. I guess I didn't know what I thought they meant. Just close down police departments, and whatever. But to see it in action, it's really fucking wild, man. To see it and put it all together like we did the other night. It's like, whoa, what the fuck, And there's a lot of things that well, not a lot of things, but a few things I found that I do want to share with y'all. Let me see here about these motherfuckers. Where's it at? Let me pull it up here. And then we'll get to watching that interviews and stuff I got. Just a second. Right, Nikki, that's what we were saying, there's nothing they can do to these people. Right at this moment, like what they're trying to get done. Yeah, I don't think he's corrupt either, Allie. I don't. I don't think he's corrupt. I don't think none of them are. Like that they're trying to say, but in that detective with had the pink tie on, I don't think he's corrupt. I think he's being honest. Yeah, she milked the fuck out of it. She did. It was just an insurance scam, I believe, or for money of some sort, because I just believe insurance because of the brother, and Rudy was an inheritor of that money. And then, she used GoFundMe's and all that, just to get money. It's money. Okay, let me get back here. I start squirreling and. Where's the one I'm looking for right here? Excuse me. Okay. Okay, now this here, y'all know I hate reading. So I'm not going to read a lot of it, but I will read some for us. I hate reading. I hate it. Can y'all see this? Let me put a banner on here. Get my ass sued. I listened to the first part of it, and then I was like, no, I'm going to wait and listen to it with my people, Allie. But what I did hear, yeah, he sounds good. Okay, this here is, I think, like a newspaper or a website or something for Houston. Of course, we know who that is. Look, there are pictures of him here. I don't know what that is. Scamming motherfuckers, man. Okay. This here says, Quanell X, leader of the new Black Panther Party, during a visit to the South Acres Street, where he grew up Wednesday, October 26, 2016, in Houston. Quanell spent time dealing drugs in the area, especially at the intersection 3 doors down from his grandmother's house. That's the headline on this. But look at the title of this here. Quanell X sued by family, alleging he passed himself off as a lawyer. This was in 2018, the date on this article. 2018. Passed himself off as a lawyer. He was sued by this family. A Houston area mother and son are suing activist Quanell X, alleging he passed himself off as a lawyer and took money for legal services he never delivered. But the longtime civil rights advocate pushed back, saying he categorically and denied the claims, and his contracts make clear that he's not an attorney. The seeds of the dispute started last year when some Mahala John paid Quanell, whose real name is Ralph Evans, $2,500 to get her son's criminal record expunged, according to court filings. And here is a little video we can listen to. Just see.
Malaria was eradicated in this country in the early 1900s, but researchers say there are still cases here every year. But these 5 are the first locally transmitted cases in 2 decades. Malaria is back on the radar of health officials in the United States.
Well, hell, I don't even know if that's got anything to do with Quanell, so we might not watch that. Why is it in the middle of that? That's weird. Hey, Justin, what's up, bro? How you doing? Okay, well, I'll continue reading then. Mr. Evans wrongfully held himself out to be an attorney, the suit alleges. Mr. Evans provided zero services to Miss John at any time, and specifically no services related to the contract and payment for services to him. So he was passing as a lawyer to get money from a family. He got sued over that. Hold on here. What else looking for? Here's another one. This is from the Houston Chronicle. This one's interesting, actually. What the fuck? Quanell X owes $345K. What the hell? I don't want to do this. Don't make me do that. It's not going to let me fucking read it. What the hell? To individuals and families who say he took cash and he didn't deliver. Well, I don't want to subscribe to this shit. Are you serious? Oh my God. So all this stuff's just going to keep popping up on me here. This was last year, 2022, actually. How can I get this off here? Not because there's no way around it. Fuck. I really wanted to show y'all this. I don't want to subscribe. Let me see if I can get it on my phone here. Guess not. Please don't. It just keeps popping up. Hush, Winnie. Okay, then here. Quanell X reportedly no longer representing mother of Malia Davis. This was in 2019. Quanell X walks out of the courtroom with Brittany Bowens, the mother of the missing 4-year-old Malia Davis, after the court postponed a court appearance for Darian Vance, who is charged with tampering with evidence in the case of Malia Davis' disappearance, Monday, May 13, 2019. Houston activist Quanell X told multiple he's no longer the missing 4-year-old. Quanell X told KHOW and KPRC that Bowens wasn't truthful about her story and said that there are inconsistencies. Quanell X did not return multiple calls from the Chronicle to elaborate. All these fucking things popping up. Meanwhile, Bowens accused Quanell X of misrepresenting the family's past. Bowens previously faced accusations that she was complicit in her daughter's possible death after she left in her Venice's car. Protesters wearing shirts declaring justice for Malia chased her out of the courtroom during the May 13th hearing, according to earlier reports. She has not been charged with the crime in the child's disappearance and has maintained her innocence. In a recent interview with Fox, Bowens said getting rushed at the courthouse was unbearable. Court documents suggest that X had previously been the victim of physical abuse, or Davis. The girl's grandmother, Brenda Bowens, tried having Malaya and her 2 siblings placed in her home rather than in foster care during a Child Protective Services investigation that began in August. So he was trying to blame this baby's disappearance on her mother. And she's innocent. Obviously, they haven't done nothing. Hold on here. Okay, Allie. Thank you, Allie Boo. I've got that pulled up too. We will watch that. Oh, that was 5 years ago. Good find, Allie. Good find. He's been doing this shit for a long time. He goes out and accuses people of shit they didn't do to try to blame the police. I hope this fucking backfire on him. Yeah, they haven't changed one bit. He is a con artist. I know a few of them. Fuck, I can't even talk today. A con artist. This is a totally different Panthers group, Nikki. This is not the ones that Malcolm X was in. This is a totally different group. We went over all that the other night. I played a clip of what the original group was for and what this group is about. This group is trash.
Last week, I received a phone call from Brother Yakanan, and we have interviewed him twice on this channel. And he spoke to me about Quanell X. He informed me that there are many people in the community that were claiming that Quanell X stole money from them. He promised to help them and made them sign a contract. And he put it in a way that if you miss one payment, you default, and then he get to keep your money, and then he'll have to do nothing for you. Now, the way Quanell was doing it was he would take the first payment from you, and then you couldn't find him anymore. You couldn't get in contact with him, then you default, and then he runs off with your money. Now, Brother Yakanan called Quanell and told him about one sister in particular, and he's going to mention this here in the press conference that we will show you. And this sister gave Quanell $1,500. And I know who this sister is that gave Quanell the $1,500. She contacted them, Brother Yakanan, and Quanell gave her money back. But there was many others that came out and say, wait a minute, Quanell didn't do nothing for us, and where's ours? And this is where we at with it. Unfortunately, Quanell has been stealing from the community, and the judge has actually ruled against him the other day about that. He has many pending lawsuits. But let's roll the clips.
For more than a decade, he's been the voice for people without one. Quanell X speaks out on social and racial injustice, brings a crowd, and it's his business. Last year, some people who said they were former clients came forward to claim they didn't get their money's worth.
He doesn't return my calls. I have proof of text messages that we text each other.
Now, a lawsuit filed in Harris County Court by a woman who claims she paid for services she didn't receive. There's also Nate Lewis, who says he paid $2,000 for Quanell X to bring attention to a wrongful job termination case.
I need this much amount of money to get the ball rolling. Pretty much never heard from him again.
Not until, he says, he filed a lawsuit.
I got my money back. He had no choice. Either let the judge settle, let the judge look at the evidence I had, or give me my money, which is nothing I wanted to go through.
He may be the only.
This makes so much sense how he's driving around a fucking G-Wagon, which he might be renting it, Allie. Did you think that? Yeah. But yeah, just, it's disgusting. This is really fucking disgusting.
Client to have his money returned. In response to this story, Quanell X said he had no comment except for this, quote, "I will never be seen fighting with my own people publicly," end quote. Other former clients are coming forward, the people's new Black Panther Party organizing it.
We all look to the brother for leadership, you know, and all the qualities that he possessed in the position he had been in, the work that he had done. And it's just very disappointing to be here. We shouldn't be here.
Kendra Lacey. Kendra Lacey let us know that she had been victimized by Cornell. He owed her money. We got a message to Brother Cornell letting him know that we were aware of the situation. Kendra Lacey ended up being able to recover her money from Brother Cornell. Well, what Kendra Lacey did, she went and talked to about 20 other people who were also victims of Cornell, who he had owed money to as well, to other people as well. From that point, we got phone calls from about 20 other people. Once we got those phone calls with complaints from 20 other people, we went ahead and opened up a full and thorough investigation into the practice of Mr. Cornell X. What we have found was that Mr. Cornell has been guilty of stealing money from the public. He is now in court being sued by a multiple number of people. He has been in this situation before, and what we want to do now is come out and let the people know that we do not condone his actions. He is not a part of us. He is not our leader, even though this is what he claims on all of his social websites. So at this point in time, we are giving a public service announcement to the public once and for all. We're not doing any more press conferences. We're not going to take any more phone calls after we warn the public of this man's actions. If you give him your money, he will take.
Okay, it seems like he got shunned out of the Black Panther group, because the Black Panther group, these people are part of it, I believe, because they got that symbol on their shirts. That's a Black Panther symbol. Hey, Red Door, how are you, love? Yeah, Red Door, I was trying to read an article about that a while ago, and I couldn't get it without subscribing to the thing where he had the 386,000,000 lawsuit against him. He's got all kinds of them. And that was just last year, the 385,000 one. This goes deep. That motherfucker.
Take your money without any kind of service at all whatsoever. This has been going on for over a decade in the community in Houston, Texas, and abroad, and we will not stand for it any longer. And if any of the community leaders or so-called community leaders who have accepted this nonsense, we shouldn't have to be the ones to step up to the plate and put an end to this action. Our community leaders should be leading us, but since they are not here to lead us, the People's Party have to take the lead and do what's right, and that's the only thing that we're here for. We want to recover the money for these victims from this brother, Mr. Cornell X, and stop his practices. This is an end to all of the nonsense and the misery that he has caused the poor people of Houston, Texas, and abroad.
Now, there were rumors going around Houston that Cornell was taking people's money and doing shady business practices. Now, he would help some people, yes, and we would see that. But that was far and few in between, according to what happened with all the other people that he was taking money from. He took money not from people just in the Houston area, but also places like Beaumont, Port Arthur, that area. And I know that area very well, born and raised there. People over there don't have a lot of money within our community. So if they're coming up with a lot of money to give Cornell, they really digging deep to get the money for Cornell. Now, one person in particular over there, Cornell took $17,000 from and didn't do anything for them at all. He got people in Louisiana that he took money from, didn't do anything at all for these people. Now, all these people are filing lawsuits against Cornell. One person in particular is not only going to do a lawsuit, but going to do criminal charges as we speak for theft of service against Cornell X. So he's going to have all this piled against him at one time for stealing money. Now, Cornell X does very well for himself. It was no reason for Cornell X to be stealing from the community. Why would you steal, Cornell? Why? One brother told me that he got in all kind of issues with the feds behind Cornell because he believed in Cornell and he said he was going to ride with him. And then he found out you do this, and he's pretty upset with Cornell himself right now because he put his family at risk and in jeopardy with the feds, fooling around with Cornell. Cornell is dirty and Cornell is wrong. And we got people in our community who's doing things like this. We got to call them out and air them out. And that's why Brother Yakanon and them had to publicly call him out. because they tried to work with that behind the scenes. I knew when it was going on behind the scenes. That's why I didn't get on here and say a word. But Cornell did not want to work with the people and do what he was supposed to do. He wanted to say, oh, well, I can't pay anything because my lawyers say this and that and the third. But he owed those people money.
Just like now he's saying his lawyer told him not to expose that recording and shit. He's got a Rudy allegedly admitting all this stuff. Allie, this does go deep. It goes deep as fuck. That motherfucker, that's how he... Oh, so he's a member now again, Red Dorsey. It's no wonder these cops was so fucking pissed at that presser. I hope this bites that motherfucker in the ass, and I hope Rudy's mom sues the fuck out of this man for defamation and slander, and it's bullshit. And people are believing this motherfucker, man. I don't get it. Open your eyes, people.
You got people that you owe more than $20,000 to. You didn't do anything. Now, what Cornell do is promise the people the world and don't deliver. If a person goes to jail, has some sort of charges, or if a person, like you heard the brother, wrongful termination, or a person may lose their child for some reason, or whatever the case may be, Cornell will just promise the world to these people and say he can do it, and yet he couldn't do it, or he would just disappear and keep people's money, but he...
And remember, y'all, this video right here that I'm playing, oh, they did kick him out. Yeah, I thought so, Red Door. Thank you, love. Was 5 years ago. This was 5 years ago. This video was made.
He know when to show up when it's time for payments. Cornell is nothing but a shady snake. And his guys on Fox 26 lying and saying that he's part of the new Black Panther Party. They kicked you out in 2002. You're not even a part of it. They only was just cool with you because you was in the community, and they say, well, hey, you know, we'll still, you know, protect him if he need our help. But he was never in the party since 2002. He was kicked out. Just as much when he was in the Nation of Islam. He was kicked out because he was making threats against people, telling people to go rob white folks in River Oaks. Why would you do some crap like that? So, of course, the nation gonna kick him out for that. So everywhere he go, he getting kicked out. When he left the new Black Panther Party and went to this other organization here locally, they kicked him out. So Cornell's always got something going on, and now his sins has caught up with him. You don't do that to people in the community. There's enough we got white supremacy chasing us around and trying to kill us. Now you got this brother sitting up here taking money from black people who are suffering injustice and who are victims, and you're gonna be a snake and take all their money from them and do what with it, Cornell? You think you was never gonna get caught? Man, that is so dirty. That is extremely dirty what Cornell X is doing. Now, Fox 26 is the thing. You know about the lawsuits. You know about him being ruled against twice so far in court. Fox 26, you need to remove him from that channel. It's just bottom line. He is not a community activist. He's a thief. He is not part of the new Black Panther Party at all. He's been lying all this time. You know, he want to represent himself, that's fine. But you can't defend him at this point, because when Fox 26 was being told what was going on, they said, oh, it's just accusations. I know Cornell bring you probably some sort of ratings, but hey, that's not good. He don't need to be there. And they about to take it up a notch more with Cornell. They talking about putting billboards out and everything else about Cornell, warning the people about don't go to Cornell for any help because he's gonna rob you of your money. That's sad. You don't do business like that. When you're going to help somebody, do what you can and then lead them in the right direction. There's attorneys here in the Houston area that can help you. Like Brother Yakanan, that say they got something, they know they'll do some pro bono work, but you don't have to sit there and just take, oh, well, in order for me to help you, it's going to cost you $2,000 up front. And Cornell's not an attorney. So how can he sit up there and act like he's taking retainers or something? I mean, Cornell just foul all the way around, and people been saying that about Cornell, but now, hey, you know, it's better to find out when the evidence is there, not when people just putting out accusations. Now, the people in the Houston area, just because Cornell has been exposed and he's failed definitely from grace, doesn't mean that you should not continue to fight. You know, there are plenty of people here in the Houston area, plenty community activists who are all on the straight and narrow. I know many of them here who have always been on the straight and narrow. Contact them for any help that you may need. If you need me for anything, I'll try to help you best way I can, or lead you to the people who can help you with certain things. But we can't be doing this shady stuff to each other in our own community. It's just sickening. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about Cornell X and his shady practices, because we don't need brothers like that in the community doing our people wrong.
Amen. He's a fakey fake. Yep. Blows my mind how people. I knew there was something off with this motherfucker the minute that he came out and told all that shit. Well, that's how I found him, really. That's how it was whenever he said all that shit about Rudy allegedly being true. Damn, everybody's live. Let's see here. I feel this is because they probably didn't expect this to take worldwide attention. You know what I mean? It's going to backfire on them. All right, we are going to watch the interview of Rudy today. 1 second.
Oh,
When that door's open, that looks good. How you feeling?
I'm just a little sick. I think I just got a cold or something. But other than that, I'm good. Happy here.
Well, I probably need you to talk really loud, just because it's phones.
Yeah, I understand.
Now, remember, Cornell said that he was all beat up. He had scars up and down his arms where he tried to take his own life, and I don't see none of that.
It's a little struggle. My throat's kind of sore.
I understand. Oh, actually, it's not bad. Yeah. Hold on.
Rudy, how are you 25?
It's like 26. That's my age and dates sometimes. Sometimes it's a little hard for me to keep track, especially if I don't have phones or anything. It's a little difficult.
If we keep the door a little open, it's helpful with the light. That could work if you want to hold this right there.
All right.
Are you shocked at how much attention this has gotten?
It's a lot of attention. It kind of gets me overwhelmed, But other than that, I just try to stay positive. Just try to keep my mentality straight and honest and true, and just spread positivity and kindness.
So, the world thought you were missing for 8 years. Where were you? Where have you been?
Just at home, just stuck at home. If somebody would come over, my mom would just tell me stay in the room. Keep the door locked. Don't let them in. Don't make any sounds. Don't do anything.
Tell us about what it was like living there. Were you allowed to leave the room? Was she holding you there against your will?
She never locked me in or handcuffed me or anything like that. I had free will to leave. It just felt like brainwashing, honestly. It just kept confusing me, just the way she would manipulate me into saying oh, you're gonna get arrested because you have a speeding ticket or something, something minor, something innocent, and then it would just gonna escalate into just people
You're good.
Okay.
Take your time.
Yeah, it just escalated from there, from just wanting to get away from home, just be free, live my own life, arguing all the time, and then we eventually just went into she locked me in there pretty much mentally. She was my only parent. She was the only person I really had besides my brother. So when I lost my brother, I didn't have anybody to teach me how to live, how to have confidence or trust in myself or anything, So I just depended on my mom all my life.
What have you been doing for those 8 years?
Just trying to study the best I can online, understand how the world works,
Allie, I agree. It is weird to blur him after they done everything else to him. And I do believe this is him. Yes, this is Rudy, I believe. But yeah, why? I agree. You've already done the worst to the poor boy.
Understand different cultures, different religions, different everything. Because my life, I just believe that we should stop putting labels on everything and just understand the communities and the prosperity and the growth and the positivity. Because there's just too much fighting, there's too much anger, there's too much depression and mental health problems in the world. But yeah, we just need to spread more positivity because all of it, everything around us, it's an algorithm that they control through the social media and through the colors and just everything. You know, like if you see something white, like a white wall or a white pillowcase or a white car driving around the place, you know, you'll just understand that like you're just trying to have a positive thought, and then you'll look at something white and get sidetracked and you'll get distracted about stuff and things, and then you'll find stuff like a pink wall or something or pink whatever, and then you just be reminded of, you know, somebody trying to help you, prosperity, you know, just somebody loving people. And red, people confuse that for anger or hate, and it's only anger or hate, these type of things, if you look at it that way, you know.
You know, police said a lot of times that you were 17 when this happened and you were an adult. You spoke a little bit about this, about some of the family trauma you've had growing up. Talk about the fact that although you're an adult, how difficult it was for you to be in this situation and maybe not be able to get out of.
It felt like Stockholm syndrome, honestly. They just held against my will mentally, not physically, just constantly, like she was bombarding me with negative thoughts. And like every time I come around her, she just makes me, it's like little triggers just pop up. And it's like, if I'm trying to get away from my mom, I'll hear a random noise and it'll be like a little reminder in my head, like, don't do that, don't say this, or, you know, just little things like she's putting ideas or thoughts into my head whenever I'm just trying to, you know, just understand the world.
Do you think your mom took advantage of you?
Heavily.
How does that feel? I mean, I can't imagine. You said your mom's really the only person in your family you have. How was that you felt your own mom took advantage?
It's like I lived in prison. It's like I lived in a fucking jail my whole life. I just wanted to be free. I wanted to have my own job. I just wanted to live my life. I just wanted to just love somebody, you know, have somebody else who would actually love me, because I wasn't sure what love was. I struggled understanding my emotions. I don't know when I'm sad and that I'm sending out negative energy. I don't understand when I'm happy and sending out positive energy. The only way I was understanding how to communicate with people was online, and even then, you can't trust everything you see online because half the time people are just making their own assumptions and spinning what they want, and I can't ever speak my truth because everybody wants to assume things.
Can you go into the brainwashing? What would she say to you? Would she say something would happen if you were to leave her home?
It wasn't that. It's just after I left, I started to understand that all of it's just an algorithm. It's literally all an algorithm. If you look at something black, you understand that they understand. If you look at something white, it'll confuse you when you're trying to go in a positive direction. If you look at something red, it'll remind you of love. If you look at green, it'll remind you of, you know, like grounding people that are there for you and stuff, you know.
Did you feel stuck? And what was she doing exactly that kept you hidden?
It's just every time I would try to leave or, you know, try to do things for myself, like I want to go get my own money, I want to go work a different job, I want to do this and that, they would always just come right back around to just don't do that, or it's bad, don't do that, you know, like cops are going to come out, they're going to do this, they're going to arrest you if you're driving a car without a license or this and that. And it's just like, well, how do you expect me to get a license to drive a car if I can't even go out? All I do is work 12-hour shifts 7 days a week and I get $60 fucking. Like, I don't understand how that's fucking fair.
Why do you think she wanted to keep you hidden?
I don't know. It all started just because I had a fucking speeding ticket. I was like 70 and 55 trying to go to work. And then when that all started, it's just like I wasn't able to have a life. I was starting to start working and growing and, you know, provide for myself. And then after that happened, I couldn't do it.
I think the question everyone has is why your mom would lie and say that you've been missing for 8 years. Did she ever tell you, did you ever ask, Mom, why are we pretending that I'm missing?
And that's the thing. When it comes to little small details like that, I don't remember. It's like it just blocks it out. Like she's blocking it out for me or something. It's like I just want to remember the facts. I just want to understand, you know, who I am and what I'm trying to do and just try to live my life the way I want to and how she wants me to.
Were you questioning your mom? Like, Mom, why am I doing this?
I would always ask her stuff like, when am I going to get a job? When am I going to have my own car? When am I going to be able to make my own decisions? When am I going to be able to just go out and be free? Like, why can't we just go to the fucking police station? Why can't I just get a lawyer? Why can't I just do that? And she's like, oh, you can't get a lawyer because it's too much money. We can't do that because it's too much money. Everything's always just money, 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 money. It's constantly fucking money.
If you had to guess why she was doing this, was she making money from you being missing, as far as you know?
I don't know. I think somebody at one point mentioned something about an original GoFundMe page. And then my mom wanted to say something about like one of my aunts or something was like stole all the sodas or some shit. But meanwhile, where's all the money that they raised? You know, like, and where did that go to helping find me?
So we have video. We actually, Fox 26, we interviewed your mother while you were in the hospital 10 years ago in 2012. What happened? Why were you in the hospital? And I guess it was mentioned to our reporter at the time that you had cancer.
I had a tumor on my heel at one point, but that was irrelevant. Originally, I think all that had started because she wanted me to fake taking like a bottle of Tylenol or like Aleve PM or something, sleeping pills. And then she wanted to fake me going to the hospital, and she pretty much just forced me to go into the ER and be like, hey, act like you're sick and you're overdosing and shit. And
this was before you were missing?
Yes, sir.
Why? Why was this happening?
I don't even remember. I think it was something to do with school. I was depressed and I was cutting my wrists when I was, getting sad. I didn't have an idea how to, understand my emotions. It was after my brother passed away. I didn't know how to deal with pain and depression. So I would literally just rip a fucking Coke can open and just run it on my wrist like a fucking cheese grater just to feel something.
Your brother was a big part of your life, the one who passed away. Talk to us about that. And was that a major part in this, how you were feeling with depending on your mom?
Yes, ma'am. He would take care of me. He would take me to and from school. He would pick me up. He would get me McDonald's. Just little jokes and stuff. And after he had passed away, I just wasn't able to, love myself or anything anymore. I wasn't able to have somebody like a father figure. He was my brother, but I never had a dad. I only had stepdads. I didn't know how to grow up. I didn't know what I was doing as I was growing up. I didn't understand how to take care of myself, how to wash myself, how to make doctor's appointments, how to do anything because I never had a chance.
What would you have to say to police that say, well, he was an adult?
What do you mean?
It seems like in this case, you didn't have the support there that you needed. And police seem so focused on your age that you were 17, which is an adult in Texas. But can you talk about the fact that, yes, you were an adult, but the mindset that you've been in?
Yeah, it was just like a constant brainwashing, like a Stockholm type of syndrome where it's just, you just fall in love with your captive and just want to take care of them, do this and that, like it would just constantly just be me trying to help and just take care of my mom, do whatever she needs because I cared about her. She's the only person I had.
Did your mom, over those last 8 years, did she say anything or like, is there anything that sticks out in your mind that bothers you or that you remember conversations with her that just...
I don't know. I used to have to sleep in her bed sometimes. I don't remember why, just like next to her. It wouldn't be anything sexual or anything like that. I wouldn't lie about that because there's plenty of people that need honest truths when it comes to those things. That just muddies the water to lie about those type of things. That's why I said the media, they like to twist my words and confuse things. I never said anything bad about her in that regard, but, just boundaries she would push or make me uncomfortable when I would say stop. And she'd be like, well, why? What did I do? I didn't do anything wrong. And then I would just be like, okay, you didn't do anything wrong. And just leave it at that, just push my boundaries if you want, do whatever you had to do. And I would just be like a people pleaser, but I didn't have people to please, just my mom. I didn't have anybody to take care of or, help understand me. It was just her all the time, my mom.
How hard has it been right now? I know that this is the only person you feel like you have had, and now that you're separated, how hard is it to make that distinction right now? Do you want to talk to her?
No, not really. I don't want any contact with her at all. I just want to live my life away from her. She can do whatever she wants. I don't care. I just want to live my life. I want to have a family, a job, a car, just a house. I just want to live my life. I just want to be happy. I don't want to keep going back to those negative thoughts she always has on me. I'm so tired of them. I'm so tired of those thoughts. Just constant negativity around that house, and I hate it. It seems like every time she comes around me, it just feels negativity into me, like she's just downloading it into my brain over and over, and I don't like it.
Did she make you, were there ever times where police would come to your house to check on you that you recall?
I think at one point.
Did you have interaction with the police, or did your mom make you hide? Like, how were you able to get away? I know police mentioned some fake names. Did you actually speak to the police ever?
Like once or twice, maybe once when I was driving my mom's car, they pulled us over because, she wasn't feeling good. She had took some pain medicine after a surgery, and she was struggling to drive. So like, just get a passenger seat. I'll take you home. It's not too far, And yeah, they pulled me over for something like that. But I don't remember what name I gave them. It's just she told me, just say something else, say a different name because they don't, they're gonna arrest you. I'm just like, why can't I just tell them my name?
What was it like? 8 years without seeing some of your closest family members, and every time they'd come over, what would you have to do?
Hide. If my my uncles and my aunts came to visit my mom, or my family would come to visit my grandma. That's the main reason they would go over there to see my grandma. And I would just have to listen to my family be happy and cheerful on the other side of a fucking door. And I'm just like, I want my families, you know, I just want people. I just want communication. I just want people to understand that we need to start talking more and just stop, you know, like.
Did you want to just end it right there and go out and tell them that you're here and you're okay?
I just want them to know that I wanted to scream for them, but at the same time, I just couldn't, because the only person I was able to trust was my mom. She told me so many things about my other family that I didn't know. I wasn't able to verify.
Was your grandma living with you at one point?
Yes, ma'am.
And you had and she tried to tell people that you were there?
Yes, ma'am.
She had Alzheimer's. Was she sick?
She had Alzheimer's and dementia, Down syndrome. She had a bunch of medical issues, and that's why I took care of her the best I could.
And did she ever say to you anything about Rudy, go out, tell police, like, did she ever say anything to you? Because it seems like she tried to tell family members that you were there.
Yeah, I think she tried telling people, but it's just my mom. I don't know. I'm honestly not sure about that one.
Do you feel like your mom held you captive? Is that how you would?
Pretty much. I mean, in a sense, just not in a physical, restraints or anything, but mentally, she held me against my will. I wanted to just come out and say stuff and be honest. And every time I would try to, she would just either be, no, don't do it, or, all right, go.
Why do you think she did that?
I don't know. It's because maybe a lot of both of our problems stemmed from my brother passing away. My brother passed away, and ever since then, he was like our glue. He was like the father figure. He's a provider. He took care of the family. Me and my mom. And then when I couldn't take care of my mom anymore, I had to take care of my grandma, and it was difficult. Especially at the end.
Did you see your mom change her personality over the years?
She was always kind of had that mentality, try to talk to her about something positive, and then address her issues, and then my mom would just deviate, sidetrack, or completely ignore it, especially stuff like mental health.
This is your chance, finally. We've heard from family members. We've heard from police. It's finally your chance to tell your story. Is there anything that you want people to know about what happened to you?
I wanted to live my life, and just something inside of my brain kept going back to her. Like, she was my life support in the sense, I needed her. Or at least she made me feel that way. She never gave me the confidence or the guidance or the teaching that I needed. She never gave me anything other than just the bare necessities and a job worth slaving over to help her pay bills and debts or whatever, or tickets and stuff.
Without getting into specifics, I'm sure you've heard or seen what Quanell told the media last week
about what in particular?
About things that he says that you told him in that hotel room last week.
Hey, what's up, Hood News peeps? Good morning. It's your girl Grizzly live here with the Hood News. More development.
Okay, so that's the first part of it. I got the second part too. Yeah, Allie, there it was. Yeah. And this here, Allie, I think that, I don't know, but I believe that it probably didn't help her any. You know what I mean? It probably didn't help her. I couldn't imagine. Yeah, it is strange. I got the rest of it. Hold on a second. Let's see if it says anything here. Let's see what the second part says.
So we have video. We actually, Fox 26, we interviewed your mother while you were in the hospital 10 years ago in 2012. What happened? Why were you in the hospital? And I guess it was mentioned to our reporter at the time that you had cancer.
I had a tumor on my heel at one point, but that was irrelevant. Originally, I think all that had started because she wanted me to fake taking a bottle of Tylenol or Aleve PM or something, sleeping pills. And then she wanted to fake me going to the hospital, and she pretty much just forced me to go into the ER and be like, hey, act like you're sick.
Didn't he say this in the first part? Yeah, it did cut off. That tells you right there they're hiding something. Who else was it there? Was it the news crew? Looks like they're at somebody's house. See, I haven't watched this, so I don't know. Yeah, and he even said there was no sexual thing with his mama. She forgot to edit that part out. Go figure, Grizzy, whatever the fuck your name is. Grimey's what I'll call you. She's gonna act like, oh yeah, I cut that part out about Quanell because that's under investigation or something. You know, come on, you've already said the worst. Yeah, I agree, Allie. It's a sketch.
Sick and you're overdosing and shit. And
this was before you were missing.
Yes, sir.
Why? Why was this happening?
I don't even remember. I think it was something to do with school. I was depressed and I was cutting my wrists when I was, getting sad. I didn't have an idea how to, understand.
You know, whenever he says something about cutting his wrists there, I think that's Quanell. He probably told Quanell that. Quanell exaggerated. Next, remember he said he was cutting all up and down his arms and They both cut at the same spot. Imagine that. This is crazy.
And my emotions. It was after my brother passed away. I didn't know how to deal with pain and depression, so I just literally just.
I'm just playing this just for the fuck of it. 'Cause we've already heard it because she tried to make it into 2 parts and it ain't.
Part of your life, the one who passed away. Talk to us about that. And was that a major part in this, how you were feeling with depending on your mom?
Yes, ma'am. He would take care of me. He would take me to and from school. He would pick me up. He would give me McDonald's. He'd just do little jokes and stuff. And after he had passed away, I just wasn't able to, love myself or anything anymore. I wasn't able to have somebody like a father figure. He was my brother, but I never had a dad. I only had stepdads. I didn't know how to grow up. I didn't know what I was doing as I was growing up. I didn't understand how to take care of myself, how to wash myself, how to make doctor's appointments, how to do anything because I never had a chance.
What would you have to say to police that say, well, he was an adult?
What do you mean?
It seems like in this case, you didn't have the support there that you needed. And police seem so focused on your age that you were 17, which is an adult in Texas. But can you talk about the fact that, yes, you were an adult, but the mindset that you've been in?
Yeah, it was just like a constant brainwashing, like a Stockholm type of syndrome where it's just, you just fall in love with your captive and just want to take care of them, do this and that, it would just constantly just be me trying to help and just take care of my mom, do whatever she needs because I cared about her. She's the only person I had.
Did your mom, over those last 8 years, did she say anything or is there anything that sticks out in your mind that bothers you or that you remember conversations with her that just...
I don't know. I used to have to sleep in her bed sometimes. I don't remember why, just like next to her. It wouldn't be anything sexual or anything like that. I wouldn't lie about that because there's plenty of people that need honest truths when it comes to those things. That just muddies the water to lie about those type of things. That's where I said the media, they like to twist my words and confuse things. I never said anything.
Let's listen to that part again. Louder for those in the fucking back. I'm surprised she left that part in there.
Just, I don't know. I used to have to sleep in her bed sometimes. I don't remember why, just like next to her. It wouldn't be anything sexual or anything like that. I wouldn't lie about that because there's plenty of people that need honest truths when it comes to those things. That just muddies the water to lie about those type of things. That's where I said the media, they like to twist my words and confuse things. I never said anything bad about her in that regard, but just boundaries she would push or make me uncomfortable and I would say stop and she's like, well, why what did I do? I didn't do anything wrong. And then I would just be like, okay I didn't do anything wrong and just leave it at that. Just push my boundaries if you want, whatever you had to do. And I would just be like a piece.
But I do wonder about that, about what he means by pushing boundaries. Kind of sounds like he tried, but I think this is the same exact story that he told Quanell, and Quanell twisted the fuck out of it. Yeah, Stockholm, I don't know. He might. He's really fucked up though in the head, probably. It's and then this on top of it, and what Quanell's doing to him. Bless his heart. Yeah, I'm gonna quit watching this because we've already watched this one. What happened, Grizz? Or let's see what the end does here.
They ignore it, especially stuff like mental health.
This is your chance finally. We've heard from family members, we've heard from police. It's finally your chance to tell your story. Is there anything that you want people to know about what happened to you?
Just I wanted to live my life, and just something inside of my brain kept going back to her. Like, she was my life support in a sense. I needed her. At least she made me feel that way. She never gave me the confidence or the guidance or the teaching that I needed. She never gave me anything other than just the bare necessities and a job worth slaving over to help her pay bills and debts or whatever, or tickets and stuff.
Without getting into specifics, I'm sure you've heard or seen what Quanell told the media last week
About what in particular?
About things that he says that you told him in that hotel room last week.
Bam. She tried to pass him off as two different parts, thinking nobody would fucking. Yeah, you and Quanell both are busted, bitch. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I agree, Allie. I believe him. I believe him here. I do. And he's not like sitting there trying to think of stuff to say. You know what I mean? It's just he's letting it out. I believe him here. I don't believe what Quanell and I'm trying to say to him. That's fucking horrible. Let's see if she ever put anything else out. Oh, there is a part 3. Let's see what it is. Did she duplicate it again? It sure looks like it. Just a second.
Anything like intercourse or this and that.
But no, I don't necessarily think he didn't get into specifics like.
Here we go, folks. Let's start that again. She cut it out, though.
Didn't say anything like intercourse or this and that.
But no, I don't necessarily think he didn't get into specifics like that either. But he did mention that your mom wanted you to play the role of husband in the house.
Pretty much. It basically felt like that. Like, make sure to cook, or you didn't make me any food, you didn't do this and that. It's just like, I just want to provide for myself. I don't want to keep providing for my mom. I just treat it like a roommate towards the end. Like, I'm tired of being your son. I just want to be your roommate. I just want to live my life. Give me my check instead of 60.
She sure chopped the hell out of the Quanell X part, didn't she? Bitch. Dirty motherfuckers.
Fucking dollars for 12-hour shifts 7 days a week at night. Like, I just want to live.
She would make you go to work with her, is that?
Yes, ma'am.
And then we don't want to twist your words. We want to say it from your perspective, and we want to make sure we get this right. So I know she had you play the role of a father, but as far as sexual assault or something of that nature, did she ever force? You don't have to go into detail, but
she didn't force herself on me or anything like that. Like, it wouldn't be anything like I would have to go get a rape kit or go file a police report. Okay. It would never be anything like that. Just stuff that really made me uncomfortable, and I didn't have.
Let's listen to that again, shall we? See, we called it, Allie.
make sure we get this right. So I know she had you play the role of a father, but as far as sexual assault or something of that nature, did she ever force? You don't have to go into detail, but
she didn't force herself on me or anything like that. Like, it wouldn't be anything like I would have to go get a rape kit or go file a police report. It would never be anything like that. Just stuff that really made me uncomfortable, and I didn't have any references or other people to bounce off of to understand that, like, if it's a healthy thing that she does or not. You know, maybe it's just me not understanding how people work, because she's the only person I understand. But
would you say that you and your mom have a normal son-mother relationship?
Not after all of that. Not after everything she did. And to be honest, I don't want one with her.
when you finally left a few weeks ago, when you were found at the church, what happened? Did you just finally have enough?
Yeah, I just been walking. Just wanted to get away. I didn't care if I had a car, money, or anything. I don't care about money. I don't care about a car. I don't care about anything. Just happiness and love.
How did you end up at the church? Did you just have nowhere to go?
I just kept walking around. I just kept trying to find back home, you know, something that felt familiar. And the only thing I felt familiar was this side of town. You know, I grew up over there by Austin and Humble and Jackson and all that. You know, Jackson and Austin and just that general area by the freeway. You know, so I kind of got a general sense of where I was going, but I just couldn't find something to be happy at. I found a church and I rolled with being at a church.
Are you still talking with your mom?
Nikki, love, I told you so. I love you, but that's why I was trying to get you to listen to the whole live that we done the other night, and you would see what we were talking about. Yeah, we called this, Allie. Where's Lacey at? Lacey was right too. Exactly what that Quanell X's line. This boy was not abused. He was not abused.
No, I don't want any contact with her, but she keeps trying to come around.
If she sees this story, what would you tell her?
Just leave me alone. Just let me live my life. Just let me happy, and I'm happy now. I'm working on it.
Rudy, and what would you say to people that think that somehow, now that you're an adult, that
look at his arms and stuff. He just does not look like he's been abused. He does not look like he has marks up and down his arms, like Quanell said, trying to take his own life. None of that. Just,
you were in on this? What would you say to those people that don't understand Stockholm?
It's very much a real thing. It's a struggle. You're the only one that understands it. It's even worse when everybody wants to assume the worst rather than understand and communicate genuinely and honestly, because there's just too much confusion in this world.
How are you feeling now? Is there relief?
Yeah, very much. A lot of relief. It just feels like I'm just at peace now. It just feels happy,
And how have police been handling this, do you think? What have they been saying to you, and what's it been like?
I mean, they're trying the best that they can and giving me space if they can. But it's just, it's a struggle still. I'm just slowly trying to take it one day at a time. It's just.
Yeah, what he participated in, Nikki, in my opinion, is just hiding his kidnapping or missing person case or whatever. Hiding from that. Yeah, he's fucking Quanell's clout chasing off of SA, and it is fucking really, really sick. And look, this boy is probably going to be embarrassed as fuck for the rest of his life. Wow. It is a scam. Yeah, that's what we were saying the other night, Nikki. It's an insurance scam. It's all for money. It's all for money. Quanell, though, is a whole different story. Quanell is using this to defund the police. He's wanting to, quotation, expose dirty cops, and this ain't the case. This is not the case. I believe the cops. Just like the cops said, they have no suspicions of anything. Right, they have no idea what going viral means. And this story will, this poor guy, he's so young too. But could you imagine living 8 years and having to hide who you are? And this poor boy. He was still 18, whatever, and it's still heartbreaking.
Just a lot to hold. It overwhelms me very much.
Given everything that you've been through and with your mom, I mean, do you think there's something that police should know about?
There's a lot of corruption. That's literally through the colors. Like I said, I'm not saying, there's corrupt cops and this and that. Literally, it's a corruption of the mind. It's through nanobots and shit. It's through the flu vaccines and everything. That's why people have that first memory of waking up and being alive whenever they're a kid. It's like I said, literally corruption. Like the colors. I'm not talking about the skin tones. I literally mean actual colors. Whenever you look at them, they influence the direction you go, and online, the media, like the computers and the people we talk to, it's all connected in a sense. That's why it just confuses us. Whenever we look at white things, we get distracted and stuff, and look at the reds, and we remind us that it's love, but they kind of influence us to assume, through bad stuff online, they're like, red's bad, it's evil, it's a devil. It's like, it's not all that.
For 8 years, you haven't really been able to speak to anyone besides some neighbors, your mom, going to work sometimes. Your communication seems like it's been very little. Do you think that's impacted you throughout the years, is not being able to really have real relationships with people?
Exactly. I wasn't able to understand how people thought or acted, I would try to introduce myself, say hello to people online or this and that, and every time it just seemed like to completely get shot down by people when I'm just trying to make friends or socialize. And it's just like, I don't understand how to talk to people sometimes. It feels like I'm speaking a completely different language than them, and I just don't understand sometimes.
Would you call yourself a victim?
Yes, heavily.
I'm almost done, personally. I don't know about you guys,
Yeah.
but for the longest time, you've stayed hidden. You haven't been able to say who you are. Is it nice? I mean, you can say who you are now. You can be your own self and do your own life.
Yes, sir.
What are you hoping?
Just a job, get my own money, and help out my communities, help out my people, and help out other kids like me. Because I don't want this to happen to other people. As I'm sure it happens to a lot of people. A lot of abuse and just neglect and just harmful ways of parenting that shouldn't be out there. There's just so many negative ways that kids are just getting abused and they don't understand or realize that there's no help for them.
Another question we have for you is, so it's totally up to you or not. At first, we weren't going to because of the sexual assault aspect, but we want to put the record straight that you said that part's not true. Do you want to show your face or you don't want to show your face?
I'm not a big fan of showing my face, especially with a lot of people already knowing what I look like.
Oh,
It
yeah.
just makes it even worse.
I just want to make sure.
Don't worry, Rudy. We got you.
Anything we didn't ask that you think is important that you want us to mention, because we were here to finally tell your story. Anything that we didn't ask that you want to make sure people know about?
Just all I can say is just spread positivity and love.
The people that you're with, a lot of people are coming down hard on Nikki and the people
They
you're
don't
with.
deserve it. They don't. They really don't. They helped me so much, and they've given me a place to stay and a family, in a sense. It makes me happy.
Yeah.
It really does. I never had, a lot of people to talk with or socialize with, and it just makes me happy knowing that I have people here that I can trust and that can take care of me and that understand that, sometimes people struggle.
So you consider yourself safe, out of harm, all that, right? Like you're with.
Yes, I'm happy here. I'm very happy here, and they're very good people. They don't deserve any negativity towards them or hatred. They should have a lot of help and support and guidance and just prayers and positivity, just everything that everybody would need to be happy in life.
And your mom, when she comes by, do you feel like, you are being like kept away from her when she comes and stops by or tries to talk to you?
I just don't want her here because I know the way she acts, it influences everybody around me. It's not just me. It's like she sends that negativity towards me, and then I send it back out towards everybody else, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
I know Bridget was mentioning that you might have had someone from your high school reach out, and you've had a lot of attention from this a girl.
Yeah. You got some classmates, man. When you were going to Catholic school, you got some classmates reaching out, which I told you about. Any messages to all the people that know you from before all this went down, that love you, that say they're here for you?
Just thank you very much for reaching out. And when I'm ready, I'll be able to reach out to the people I care about and love.
Are you surprised by all this attention? I mean, it's been on the news across the world.
I wasn't expecting that much attention, to be honest. I didn't realize that it was happening so big, it's growing so much.
Are you going to take, I know police mentioned that there were some resources. Are you plans to talk to anybody that they put you in touch with?
At some point. It's just for now, I just rather do it by myself, just try to learn to understand how to live and be a normal person.
Have you got
Whoop, there it is. Yes, it's sad. Breaks my heart. All right, let's see here. There's really nothing else on this. Let's see. Hey, Lace. I was just going to get ready to end this because there really ain't much more on this to talk about. I just wanted to play them interviews, really, and them articles of Quanell owing all that money and shit, people suing him. Oh my God, don't, Winnie. Yeah, we were all played, Lacey, for sure, by everybody, I believe. Yeah, it does mess me up too, Nikki. It's because look at all of this that they took away from real victims, like, yeah. In Texas, there's so many people they could have helped and made gone viral like this. Look. Winnie, he's a good girl. I had to get my wieners. She's fucking raising hell. Somebody's outside yelling. What you doing, baby? It's okay. Yeah, we played the interview. He said that his mama didn't force nothing on him or anything like that. Just a little bit back before this, Lace, you can listen to it here. I played him the whole interview thing. Well, it ain't the whole thing because Grizzy fucking chopped it all to hell. Yeah, he said he wasn't SA'd. No. But yeah, Grizzy didn't release the whole interview because she chopped it all to hell whenever they started asking about Quanell. Winnie, stop barking, baby. There's nothing out there, I promise. Mama got you. Yep, Rudy, it came out of his own mouth, Lace. Talked about when he was younger. Sound like before this missing person thing came about that he did cut his wrist, but it wasn't like Quanell said, up and down and this and that, and he was all beat up, and you can look at him, which they blurred his face out. I don't know why, but you can tell he wasn't nothing like Quanell said, no. Oh, yeah, he kind of confirmed the ex's line, didn't he, Allie? Yeah, kind of. He said not to believe the news media and stuff because they're making it muddy waters and they're lying and pretty much. Yep, he knew what to say to get people reeled in. Exactly. But I don't think he expected it to get as big as it did. Or they seen it was getting as big, and then that's why they jumped in. I don't know, but it's all a fucking scam. And I hope Quanell pays for what he's done, this. I hope they fucking... I don't know, Lace. I'm waiting on that. I'd like to hear that myself. I would like to know that myself. Because now he needs to prove Rudy wrong. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I hope he goes and tucks his fucking tail and stays there. And I hope that he gets in trouble for this. Allie, can you drop the link to that one video we played that you dropped the link for close to the beginning where that guy was talking about Quanell's a piece of shit and stuff, pretty much, the one we played close to the beginning. Yeah, it would be just as chop that interview. He's not going to release it because Rudy didn't say none of that shit. He ain't even got a fucking recording. If he does, it's what we just heard with Rudy. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that fucking detective was in the room. Right, her walking in the woods and yeah. All for a show. It's all a show. Rudy pretty much debunked their bullshit. And I'm surprised she put that part out. Thank you, Allie. Watch that video, Lace. It was like 5 years ago, I think, that Allie dropped there. Lacey fucking nailed this stuff on these people. I'm going to listen to you all the time, girl. You told us they were pieces of shit, and that's what really got my mind going. I listen to people more than people think I do. Yeah, this is some shit. Who's your guy, Nikki? Yeah, Dolly and Bullhorn. Yeah, this is some shit that they would probably try to... But this is kind of over the top. But they've been doing this for years. Bullhorn Betty and them, they haven't been doing this on YouTube and stuff like Quanell has. Because this goes back to like 2000s and earlier, you know? So this will be Bullhorn Betty and Dolly and all them 10 years from now. Yep, they use a race to make their stink, and they are against Jews and white people. This is really fucked up. Oh, I must have missed something, Nikki. Did I miss something? Oh, I don't know about your dog. Yeah, he was kicked from both of them. He's not even part of the Black Panthers. But that woman with the cowboy hat is. All right, y'all, I'm going to end this because there's really not nothing else to play. If you want to watch the interview and not give Grizzy a view, Lace, you can watch it here. We played them both. There's 3 of them, but the part 2 is the same as part 1. She's fucking clickbaiting and shit. Yeah, they call him a scammer and everything. Black Panthers do. But it's still fucked up because they are totally 100% defund the police. You know, they're still one and the same, but... Oh, Nikki, I'm sorry. Oh, love. Nikki, you're not missing nothing on Quanell. You're not. Yeah, you're not missing nothing on that. But I'm going to end this, and y'all have a great night, and talk to y'all later. Bye.